Okay, hey there. I'm going to show you right quick how to get into Socrative or Socrative, some people call it different things, from the computer space, as if the teacher were creating an assessment or a short quiz for kids to take. And then I'll kind of coach you through how to get the kids on there as well so that they can access it, especially if they're on iPads. So first off, I wanted it to be very granular, so I'm going to go you're going to watch me search for Socrative. So I'm just going to type in Socrative, and it's a pretty popular site. And so you'll see this, www.socrative.com. So I have a login, but it's easy to get a free account, but you're going to see that I have a teacher login. So I'm going to log in, and it remembers my information, and my name's right here with my profile, and of course ways that I can get help or contact them. And then you'll notice that I have this dashboard here, I have this dashboard here, and then I also have this little guy here. Right now I don't have any students in my room, and my room is named. Once you're in there, it gives your room an actual name so students can jump in. Mine's always Pulliam 2684. So I'm in the launch space, but where I want to be first is in the quiz space because I want to make a quiz. So there's lots of quizzes that are already made that you can go find, and I'll show you how to use. We have a spreadsheet that have some of the quizzes that people have shared worldwide. So these are quizzes that I've made, but I want to show you how to go ahead and make your own. So I could create a folder and put my math quizzes in one and my science quizzes in another, but for right now, because I use it for training, I have just quizzes everywhere. So I'm going to go quiz. I could import a quiz, but I'm going to create a new one. So I want to title it Practice Math 2018, just so I know. I can align it to standards if I want to go in and find the standards that go with that, but just for the sake of simplicity right now, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to show you this is a sharing button if I want to turn on off. It's already defaulted to enable sharing. I have multiple choice questions, true and false, and short answer. So I'll make one of each. What is, just for simplicity, 2 + 2 question mark. Now, I have to put my answer choices 2, 3, 4, or 5. I can enter as many as I want. I check the correct answer. I can add an explanation if I choose, or I can simply save. Notice I also have some ordering buttons right here and a copy button. So you could do those things to change up the order. I'm going to now add a true-false. If I wanted a picture with my true-false, I could go grab, just so you can see how easy. As long as I have that picture on my desktop, I can get a picture that goes with the true-false. Was this story, let's change it so it's fictional. Let's say this was a fictional story. True or false. So let's say we read a story together, or they had a passage that they read, and it was a nonfiction piece. I would say false, and I might give an explanation about why that is such. I know that picture doesn't go with it, but maybe you had a picture of the book there, the front of the book. And then short answer, you have the same option for a picture, or I can say explain the conflict the characters had in the story. So then if you wanted to add an answer, you can. You're more than likely going to have to go in and read these because that is a short answer to give credit. But you can add any information that you want, especially if it's a math question. It will try to pick up if they're close or not, and you can delete. So I'm going to save that. So right now you can see they're all dark blue. I have all the questions that I want, so I'm going to click Save and Exit. So now I see I have my practice math question right here. I can copy that, I can download it, or I can share it. So that was in quizzes. These are rooms. This is where my students will be hanging out at. And then you have reports. These are all the reports I have. Well, I want to go back to launch because I want to launch a quiz. I want to launch the quiz that we just found, Practice Math. Next. Do I want to do instant feedback? This is what instant feedback gets me. It requires names and shows question feedback. Open navigation only requires names, or teacher paste. Most of my teachers really like the teacher paste option, so I'll click Start. Now, you can't see, there's nobody in here just yet. So I'm going to log in right quick on my iPad just so you can see this or see it from the teacher perspective. And I'm going to go to my app, my Socrative app. All right, student login. All it's requiring me to do is put this Pulliam 2684. So I'm typing in, the students would just put Pulliam 2684 and log in every time. So what you're going to see is now I have one student in my room. So I can have now enter my name. It's going to ask the student to enter their name. Some people let them enter pretend names. I always tell my kids they have to put their first name, not their last. So right here, you can see in my room that it's going, the session is working. I'm waiting to get some results. So one is going to answer a question, submit. So because this is teacher led, I can look and see, here we go, how'd we do? And it looks like 100%. So if you had 20 kids in your class, you would see once they all answered 20 of 20 right here, and then you could see how do we do, and it would show them. So if you had an explanation, then you could click right there, but we're going to go to the next question. It will not let the student go ahead until you allow them to go to the next question. Now I see this was a fictional story, true or false. I'm going to put the wrong answer. I'm going to put false, submit. I'm the only student in this area. I'm going to click how do we do, and I can see that it's red, so 100% got it wrong because there's only one of us. And next, I'm going to look here, explain the character, the conflict that they had. So I'm going to tap this in really quick. The conflict was between Goldilocks and the three bears, whatever. So we just put something kind of quick, just so you can see. That doesn't really explain the conflict, but you get the picture. All right, so I can see that I have somebody who has put in here now the explanation. What is the explanation for their conflict? I can hide the answer if I don't want the other kids to see until everybody's ready, and then you'll see everybody's answers are right here. So show answer. So when I finish, I can go and get reports, and you can do a quick whole class Excel. I can have individual reports, and I can have specific question reports, which are all great. So if I go to reports and I download those, it's waiting right down here. You can't see that, but it's going to give me, Socrative gives me all of these reports here, and here's a really quick, great report you can share with parents. So I can see that I had one student who 1 of 1 got it right, 1 of 1 got it wrong because they picked the wrong answer, and here was the answer for the last one. That's one view. And then there's also, I wanted to show you specific student reports. I was the only student in the class, so this is more of what you might want to share with parents. This is Luana's paper, and this is how she did. If you were using it for some sort of assessment, they could see how their student performed. I got 50% out of 1 of 2 questions that was available to be graded. This was just feedback for the teacher. So that is a really quick example, a way that you can use Socrative. The last thing I want to show you is Space Race. It's a fun one if you want to do something kind of quick. You can click on it, say that I have 3 teams in my classroom. You can pick what kind of race you want to have. I'm going to do a bicycle. I'm not going to do countdown because it won't let us yet. And we're going to start. So you can see I have 3 teams right here. They're going to jump in my class by, let me close this because it keeps moving. It looks like somebody's trying to FaceTime one of my children during school, which is fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to enter my name. I'm just going to put team 3, done. Not team E, hold on. Let me back out of here real quick. Socrative. I have to log back into Pulliam 2684 to see what's going on in that classroom. And I'm going to put one on. Done. Okay, so what it does is it takes all of the kids who jump in your class and it divides them into one of these three groups. So for me right now, it dropped me in the magenta group. So you can see if I answer a question, you're going to see that the magenta is going to move forward. So as I'm the only person in magenta, so as I answer a question, it moves it forward significantly. If I get this question right, it gets me there. So it's basically kind of a timed effort, and you're trying to get your kids to work together. Now it will be different because you'll have a variety of kids in multiple areas answering these questions, but it's kind of a fun way to get kids involved in the same type of quiz, depending on how you want to use it. And then the last but not least launch option is an exit ticket. I'm going to stop the current activity I've got going on. Let's say I want to show name, so I'll leave that on. And let me exit one more time so you can see what happens here. Oh, sorry, it's not letting me exit. Just a second. Let's try this again. Okay, so the question it's giving me is how well did you understand today's material? And then I get totally got it, pretty well, not very well, not at all. So I'm going to say not very well and submit that. So I can see that I'm rating my understanding for the first question as a C. Then it says, what did you learn in class today? I learned fractions. Let's put that down. So I can see what the person has put in here. And then the last one is, please answer the teacher's question. So maybe they give me a math question. What is 5 plus 5? And I might answer with 10. It can be a text question, but just for now, just so you can see how that works. So now the teacher has a quick view of how, for one, I have answered 100% of the questions the teacher's asked. Exit ticket always gives you the same three questions. How did you feel you understood the lesson? What's something that you learned? And then answer the teacher's question. And that just gives the teacher some really good closure for the lesson. And again, you can go back to reports and you can print those out, or you can simply leave it right there and go back to your launch pad and get ready for another option. These are quick questions. If you want to do one quick multiple choice that functions in the same way, true and false, short answer. So it's super easy for kids to get in. All they have to do is go to Socrative.com, enter the classroom, and wherever the teacher is directing them, it will guide them. And last but not least, reports hold everything. So I did this practice math. I can look at the report, just like we talked about a minute ago. And if I want to look at the Excel document, it's going to pull it up right over here. So I can see what the student answered for 100%. The story I got true, which I should have said false. And I can spread this little friend out so that I can read what they put down. So you can print this out and it would have your whole class and everything that they had submitted as far as what was going on whenever they were in Socrative. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you later. Bye.